All right, let's turn our attention now to the game coming up. And as I talk to you, we might be able to flash up the picture if we can, fellas. I feel like the director sitting back here. There's the Victorians running around the ground at the moment at Football Park in Adelaide. And not a bad lineup, Barry. And perhaps from you guys, your comments, read the outcome. It's going to be a tough one today.
Well, it's going to be a very tough game. South Australia have been looking forward to this for a long time. They're very competitive. Curly has always stated that he doesn't like the Victorians and he believes that the South Australians are every bit as good. And they've gone to a long length this year to get their side really tuned up for this particular game.
I think that Victoria will have the edge across the centre. This is where they excel with Flower and Rains and Turner, who are all brilliant players, plus the fact I do feel that the Victorian Rovers with Wilson and Sheldon, the smaller men, will just have a little bit too much brilliance for the South Australian players.
Here's some of the elaborate plans I spoke of just a while ago, and obviously the South Australian boys are just about to run onto the ground, and they've got their big banner there for the players to run through, and there's Rick Davies leading the South Australian team onto the ground now, and no doubt they're going to have a lot of support from the resident South Australian fans there, and quite a build-up crowd too, Barry.
Yes, I hope it's a lot better than it was on Saturday, and I think they're looking for at least 20 to 30,000. But as you can see, the grandstands there are still a little bit vacant, and I only hope for football's sake that they can get a very big crowd.
Righto, fellas, your tip, Kevin Murray, who's going to win?
I'm tipping Victoria. I'll stick with them on the form that they showed on Saturday. I do feel that they'll just have that little bit of edge, mainly through the brilliant Rovers, but it'll be a very tough game. South Australia will dish it right up to them.
And Barry Cable?
Well, I just think the Victorians are better players, but I think that South Australia will certainly give them a run for their money today. But if I've got to make a choice, I'll go for Victoria. 2
for Victoria. I'll go for South Australia. I've just had a phone call from over there. I know something that you two don't. More about that later.
Yeah, beautiful jumper, the old one. It's terrific. You can start off.
Yeah, and Bob, if you want to say something, you just put your hand out.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to.
I'll bring him in just early.
23 is Waitman, I think.
Who are you looking for?
I'm just getting numbers.
Oh, the numbers. Is Kelvin Moore.
You see the Victorians starting to get set to take their positions. South Australians obviously relaxed. And it's going to be a tight one today, deciding, of course, as we said before, who's going to be top dog in Australian football for this year, and Western Australia ending on a disappointing note.
Yes, there'll be one player that'll be looking forward to playing another real good game, and he played an outstanding game on Saturday, is Graham Corns. Graham Corns went to Melbourne, went to North Melbourne, didn't do very well, and I think Brassey got to the stage where he sacked him, and I think he'll be out to prove that he's a lot better player than that. And also Russell Ebert, who played a year over there and was mainly on the interchange bench and never really showed his true ability, and of course he came back, and this year he won the McGarry medal again for the 4th time. So I think they're 2 players that'll certainly be there trying to prove to the Victorians they're better than they were when they did play in the VFL.
Kevin Murray, how important is it to have the hometown crowd behind you?
Oh, very important to have that, as WA noticed last year. It's good to have the support and playing on your own ground. There's going to be some great battles today. Rick Davies and Bill Picken. There'll be no love lost there.
Great clash.
Bartlett's just won the toss for Victoria by the looks of things, so that's first blood to the VFL. And can they take it out against a very determined South Australian side today? I think, is Lulu ready?
He was kept quiet, by the way, too, Bartlett, by Prunster on Saturday, and I think Kevin Bartlett himself, as captain of the Victorian side, will be looking forward to having a good game.
Well, if this particular fires, if the fellow fires, of course, then it spells trouble for South Australia.
The entire ground. But the Victorians having first use of the breeze in ruck. For South Australia will be Peter Carey, wearing jumper number 30. Of course, it may be a little bit different for Mark Lee at that centre bounce, because Carey's got a chance. Well, he does come across with his opponent, and I don't know whether Mark Lee will take a while to adjust to that, Bob.
It's very, very hard to say, Lou, but I think Lee is a pretty adaptable young fellow, and I'm sure that he'll acquit himself well out there today. I did notice that Templeton has gone to full forward, Jess to centre half forward, with Moncrief and Merv Nagel on the interchange bench, Lou.
Well, it's the start. And, of course, the fellow that impressed me very much with South Australia on Saturday was number 13, Williams. A very good player, and I believe that Collingwood have him signed up.
son of Foster Williams,
Yes.
one of the great coaches in South Australian League football. One of the features of Mark Williams' game is his absolutely ferocious tackling. Right, set for a start to decide the champions of Australia. In 1980, it'll be Lee versus Carey, with the Victorians kicking with the breeze in this first term. No one gets a decisive tap away out towards Malin, who can't take the ball with him. Free kick, picked up early though to clear it out, and it'll be taken by Malin.
Ball kicked down by Mayer up there to centre half forward. A bit of a struggle going on as it comes out there to Williams. Davies, I should say. The ball picked up now by Nankervis in the back pocket. A nice bit of sidestepping as he shoots the ball out there to Flower on his own at half back. That's Robert Flower, the ball. Victoria kicking with the breeze to the left of your screen. Bright dropped an easy mark, lost sight of that completely. Heinrich goes after it with him. He was grabbed. The umpire called play and is still in play now. A hand pass coming out there to McSparrow of South Australia. He's well tackled. Umpire still giving plenty of latitude as Mark Lee goes down, tries to pick it up. A wild hand pass by James down there towards Davies again, can't get out. And finally it's Billy Picken driving the ball back there towards Corns. Flying high was Jess. Lost complete sight of the ball now. Picked up by Gallagher. A hand pass back to Malin of South Australia. Long kick down there towards Nankervis. Couldn't hold the mark. He goes down. Heinrich gets a hand pass out. There's a chance now for Taylor to have a shot for goal. Doesn't make the distance. Players going in pretty hard at the moment. Umpires letting the game flow on. And there'll be a ball up in the forward pocket position for South Australia.
Some 25 to 30 metres out from goal in the opening seconds of this game. Davies doing the ruck work for South Australia, winning the tap, but it goes straight into the arms of Picken, who gets a high ball going out towards the boundary line, and in fact just going over the line, beating Robert Flower, and we'll see a throw in front of the scoreboard with both sides yet to open their account. Davies again doing the ruck work. Coming over the top was Mark Lee, pushed down, and the free kick again going South Australia's way, and Phil Malin, who's been in everything since the opening bounce. He's just forward of centre wing, kicking into a fairly congested forward area. Michael Taylor having to go up and attempting to spoil from behind is unsuccessful, and the Victorian defence, this is Southby, going back in towards the centre. For Jess, over the top. Carey, the quick handball on to Corns. Corns long up towards full forward. 2-on-1 battle here, and the Victorians again proving too strong in defence.
Good mark there to Kelvin Moore. Very solid play. He and Southby played great games on Saturday. Ball kicked back by Moore. It's a long kick to centre field. At the back is Carey. Taps the ball down. And that's Williams coming out of the pack, driving South Australia back into attack again. Down there towards Kelvin Moore. He goes down, got one across the head that time, but he was free to get by. A bad kick and a mark there to McSparrow. McSparrow with the ball, a short pass. Out wide, Gallagher. Gallagher shoots the ball across to full forward. Good mark that time too, South Australia. It's Davies to take the mark, the South Australian captain.
And good shepherding work by young Phil Heinrich to let him in.
Chance here for South Australia to put their first goal on the board at the 3.5-minute mark of this first quarter. The Tooth National Championships coming to you live through Channel 7. This will be a real ring-a-ding-ding game, this one for sure. South Australians very confident. There's the kick. Oh, he's hooked it completely, and it goes through for 1 point. So that's the first score of the match coming at the 3.5-minute mark. South Australia are 1 point to Victoria yet to score, and Victoria kicking with the win this first quarter.
And it would appear once again, kicking to that northern end, that players having a great deal of trouble kicking into the breeze. Carey from behind, Lee in front. Carey on the second grab. Tries to push the ball out towards Robert Clonk. Can't do so, and we'll see a bounce. Just the 1 point on the board by Davies. Carey trying to go over the top. Sewer tries to thread his way through, holding the ball. Too long to get rid of it. This is Dunstan, who was the replacement for Wilson. Victoria, their first time into attack. Oh, it's a bad handball that's going to let the Victorians in. Bartlett accepting another one in towards the open goal. There's the first one on the board for the Victorians.
Centre this time. McSparrow gets a hurried kick down there towards the half-forward line. Picked up by Williams again, and South Australia go back into attack. Out there towards Roberts. Roberts is fumbling with the ball now. He's got it a snap for goal. Going right across the face of goals. It'll go through for another point to South Australia. So South Australia now 2 points without scoring a goal to Victoria 1 goal, 6 points, just on the 5.5-minute mark of this first quarter.
Ball brought back into play by Southby, going virtually straight down the ground. Looking for Lee, Carey there with him, attempting to use the body, tapped forward by Klopp. The opening is there for Sewer, setting up the quick handball to Corns. Corns steadies, goes goalwards. The ball propping in the square. Off hands. Chance for the Victorians to clear, and they'll do so easily too. Coming from the back pocket, out towards Turner and Gallagher at centre wing. This should be a tremendous duel. Both have very similar types of games. Great tackle by Sewer. Lee, the handball onto the wing. And a chance for Victoria to go forward through Ian Nankervis. Not a good kick. Corns is there for South Australia. Had a good game on Saturday. The opportunity for Jim Jess. Long in towards full forward. No one at home for South Australia, but it doesn't matter because it's got the accuracy and the distance. And another one on the board.
Bobby.
Well, Lou, we all know how long that Jimmy Jess can kick, and I saw Kelvin Templeton making the lead for Jimmy Jess there, and I was a little bit surprised when Jess made no attempt to kick it, but it was an absolutely magnificent goal by Jimmy Jess, and the distance that he did cover. He was actually inside the centre square when he disposed of the ball, and right now that's Neil Curley with the glasses, the South Australian coach, and he wouldn't be happy to see Victoria on 2 straight goals with South Australia 2 points.
6.5 minutes gone of the first quarter. Lee and Carey again. Carey gets the tap out. Punched away. There's McSporran coming out of the pack. A hand pass out towards Williams. But Marlon gets one on the face that time. Lee gets a hand pass out to Flower. Another one over to Dunstan, and Victoria go back into attack again as the ball is up there looking for Templeton. He comes across. He juggled the mark and it's out of bounds. He should have grabbed that, Kelvin Templeton. What's the umpire doing? He's paying a free kick here. Might beat a Temple for one in the back. I think he could have been a bit lucky. And I'll tell you what, this South Australian crowd are not too happy about that decision. I don't blame them either. I think he was very lucky indeed, Kelvin Templeton, but he's got a very difficult shot from this boundary line.
He's going
to go for the old banana kick. And the result is 1 point, so Victoria move on to 2 goals, 1-13. To South Australia, 2 points only.
Terry Bright, a little proppy too in the Victorian forward lines. Keith Coleman to bring the ball back into play for South Australia. Going to the outer side. South Australia 2 points on the board. Victoria have 2 goals, 1. As Bennett drifts the ball towards centre wing. Over the line it goes. Too far for Kevin McSporran, and a throw in to take place.
I see McSporran had his 31st birthday today, didn't he? Was that right?
He's one of the young players in South Australia's side. Yes, it's the throw in. No one effectively able to take the ball away. Corns needs help and gets it eventually from Malin. Malin across to Jimmy Lahoo. Lahoo out wide will find his captain Davies. Looking for the player running past. In the meantime, there's been an infringement. Some unwarranted shepherding, and the ball will go to Victoria on the half-back line. Up towards half-forward. Lahoo and Corns coming over the back, and it's Corns.
Corns to take that mark out there at half-back. Played a very good game on Saturday against Tasmania. In front is Picken, couldn't hold the mark. Finally, Picken gets it out. There's a push in the back for sure to Victoria. No doubt about that, the little Waitman. And that's the Victorian umpire giving those last 2 decisions too. Waitman drives the ball well over centre half forward for Victoria. Up there for Templeton. Punched out now, Corns going after it. He can't pick it up. There's a bit of a stack up as it finally comes out, but there'll be a free kick for Corns. And listen to those ironical cheers from the South Australians. Crowd building up now, round about the 20,000 mark. And of course, it's far more vocal than it's been right throughout this Tooth National Carnival. Ball back there to Lee and Carey. Carey doing a pretty good job at the moment. Taps the ball down to Malin. And Malin out there looking for Heinrich. Heinrich's got the mark away from Nankervis, about 50 metres out from goal. Trying to play on, but he's well covered. Malin there on his own. Quite a few loose players down there for South Australia, but they're picked up now. As we see Heinrich drive the ball up there towards the big fella there going for the mark, Roberts. Finally, Williams spins out of the pack. He's grabbed. He goes down. There's a stack up here, and the umpire's going to ball up about 30 metres out from the South Australian goal. Victoria 2-1-13 to South Australia, 2 points only, approaching the 10-minute mark of this first quarter.
The bounce with Rick Davies doing the ruck work. In fact, winning the tap down towards Heinrich, who's hopelessly caught. Can't get the ball out. Stacks on the mill and another bounce. 35 metres out from the goal of South Australia. It's a bad bounce. Chances there, however, for Victoria to clear. Do so through Rains up towards half forward. Victorians seem appearing to have more pace at the moment. Swinging round is Terry Bright in towards the forward pocket. Bartlett is there, but it drifts over the line in the left forward pocket for a throw-in. South Australian defence is certainly going to be tested. Greg Phillips, Jim Lahu have a lot of work to do today. It's the throw-in. Bennett it was who came over the top. Dunstan was intercepted by his own teammate. Now it's back to that player once again. Gets past Lahu, steadies, kicks in towards goal. Pretty good looking kick too in towards the square, but it's not going to swing back and is eventually fisted through for 1 point. Take Victoria to 2 goals, 2, 14, 12 points clear of South Australia.
Not much happening at the moment, Bob. I think they're both testing themselves out of the, wouldn't you say?
At this stage, Lou, I think the Victorians are not quite certain who are some of the South Australians, with the South Australia having 2 short players in the forward pockets. So Jeff Southby has picked up Taylor, and of course Nankervis Heinrich.
There's the kick by Phillips up towards centre half forward. The pack by. Oh, there's a good mark. A good mark to James. A beautiful mark there at centre half forward for South Australia. Oh, Roberts comes in. Really held that mark. Couldn't quite get it, but Moore backing up once again. Gets the ball back out towards the half-back line. There's a chance now for Turner to pick it up on his own. He's got a paddock to go for a run. Around the wing position. Goes for a kick up there towards the forward pocket for Victoria. And the ball, Bennett can't get it up. A hand pass from Clark over to Rains. He fumbles it. He's in a bit of trouble, but he's clear now as he snaps for goal. And I think it's through for full points. It is. So Victoria, 3 goals, 2, 20 points to South Australia. Yet to get a...
The Victorians are showing. Free kick going the way of Victoria, to be taken by Ken Sheldon. Swinging out wide towards the flank. Was looking for Turner. Good interception by Phil Gallagher. Very skillful footballer. Beautifully done as he comes away, beating 2 opponents, but the kick is not good. Short. Could have been a kick in danger there. Klopp spills an easy one. This lets David Clark in. He goes long up towards full forward. Off hands. A kick over the shoulder is going to go through, I think, for Kelvin Templeton. It has, and there's another one on the board for the Victorians.
Well, the crowd not too happy with some of those decisions, and I must admit, Bob, they are a bit puzzling, aren't they?
Well, you could say that that was maybe a dangerous kick by Nankervis there. He was certainly, kicking at the ball, and it was effective. But the South Australian player did virtually have his hands on the ball, so it normally would have been paid a free kick.
At the 14-minute mark, it's Victoria 4 goals, 2-26 to South Australia 2 points only. South Australia missed the ball, picked up by Clark for that hand pass from Rains. Ball tapped out again. Waitman spins out of the pack, tries to get at the Bartlett. He threw that. Now Bartlett having trouble getting it up. Umpire said let Phillips go for this one, which he does, and kicks it out wide. There's a chance for James. A hand pass back to Malin. In a bit of trouble. He's groped. They're going back the wrong way, South Australia's. Lahu picks up the ball, goes for a hand pass out there to West. He can't pick it up. It's out of bounds on Victoria's half forward on about 70 metres around from the goal.
South Australian players not running enough at the moment. Malin got absolutely no help at all on that occasion.
That's right. The ball down to the ground now. It's picked up by Lahu again. He goes for a short pass. Rains flies, and he'll have to get the mark. And the free kick too. Played a very good game on Saturday, Rains, and also he was a star in the grand final. 15-metre penalty this could be, and it'll bring Rains right down. So South Australia doing some foolish things at the moment, Bob.
Yes, Lou. Umpire Robinson actually did indicate there why Williams was penalised, and that he actually put his hands over the mark, but it would probably penalise Victoria because it was a beautiful kick by Jeff Rains, and in some respects it was only holding the game up, but although another great kick from Rains. Up
there towards full forward, that's Temple at the back of the pack. A hand pass coming out that time from South Australia, and it was Kennedy, I think it was, wasn't it? No, yes, it was Coolman. Because Kennedy's not playing, that's why I didn't see him out there. It'll be Coolman to bring the ball back into play, and at the moment the score at the 15.5-minute mark, Victoria 4-3-27 to South Australia 2 points only.
Grandstand lead of Phillips ignored. Coolman going to the outer side. Fisted forward, Weston and Bartlett. Could be danger here for South Australia. as Michael Taylor eventually picks the ball up and bounces his way out of the back pocket. He's one of the great back pocket players of Australian football, Taylor. Not a good kick on that occasion, and Rains, another high ball back up towards half forward. But coming out and taking it on the chest for South Australia is Andy Bennett. Bennett's at centre half back, kicking into this breeze, which is not tremendously strong. And a good mark by Davies. He's got the player in McSporran running past. McSporran being used running on the ball today. The left footer in towards full forward is not well directed and taken by South.
Well, you can't do bad kicks with players like Southby and Moore down there. They're very safe in there. There's Nan Curvis running around his opponents very easily. A beautiful pass out there to Turner. And watch this fella go right down the centre of the ground. He goes for a long kick up there towards Templeton. Templeton outmanoeuvred that time by Coolman and takes the mark. A chance for South Australia to get the ball through Weston. There was an excellent player on Sunday, a very impressive half-back, and the ball is out of bounds. Phillips and Jess both falling over as it rolls over the line, up there on the centre wing position. South Australia 2 points only to Victoria 4-3-27, approaching the 17-minute mark. Lee actually free kick against Carey that time. Well, the crowd can't blame anyone that time because it was a South Australian umpire that gave the free kick. Kick by Lee is a long one over centre half forward. Chance for Temple at the back, he flies. Little Waitman breaks clear, a hand pass out wide to Bright. It won't bounce right for him in the forward pocket. Now he's right, a hand pass. It's a bad one. Ball knocked away. Down goes Lahu. He's grabbed. He can't get out, but the umpire will pay a free kick to him. And Lou gets a free kick, Lahu. A hand pass over to Bennett. A chance now for the ball to be driven up there by Heinrich. And a good mark by Victoria. And that's Billy Pickett coming right down from centre half back to take the mark on the centre wing position.
Pickett's screw punt up over half forward. Coolman coming out in front, but over the top. The mark of a Brownlow medalist, Kelvin Templeton. And in fact, the Victorians making first use of the interchange. It'll be Merv Nagel preparing to come on.
He's a pretty fiery customer too, Sandy.
And runner-up to Kelvin Templeton this year's Brownlow medal.
Here's Templeton favouring the drop punt. Has made no mistake about it. Another goal on the board for Victoria, and they now move to 5-3-33. Templeton has kicked 2, and South Australia are on 2 points.
But Flower beat him to it, tapped it down a half forward, picked up by Lahu. He had a bit of a fresh air punch that time, and the ball is out of bounds on Victoria's half forward on about 70 metres around from their goal.
We saw another example there, Lou, of the great tackling by little Waitman.
That's right. You're a big rep for him, Bob, aren't you?
Very much so, Lou.
Ball comes down to Malin. Malin fumbles but gathers the ball up all right. Heinrich gets a kick back towards the wing position. James scoops it up nicely. A hand pass over to Turner. Now there's a chance for South Australia to drive it deep out there towards Corns at half forward. Right on his tail is Southby. He takes the ball over the line and it'll be out of bounds. But at least it's on South Australia's half forward, on about 50 metres around from their goal.
I couldn't understand South Australia from the position of the centre of the ground going right across to the far flank there. They should have been far more direct.
Ball kicked out wide now towards Flower, but it'll beat Flower, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. 19.5 minutes gone. Victoria 5-3-33 to South Australia 2 points only.
Ruck again, it'll be Mark Lee for Victoria up against Carey. Taylor. Taylor looking for Heinrich. Needs support. Back to Michael Taylor again. There's a South Australian down behind the play. In the meantime, the mark taken on the half-back flank by Pickett. Looks as though it's Peter Carey. Gee, that'll be danger for South Australia if he is down. The kick up over centre. Off hands it comes. Chance for Victoria to go forward. A bad handball, however, straight into the arms of Greg Phillips. And the half-backer goes out wide, looking for Davies. Doesn't get a good bounce. Needs support, and is caught. Tackling of Victoria and the pace they're showing at the moment is just too much.
I think the tackling, Sandy, has been the prime thing in putting South Australia off their game so far.
Short to Lee at centre wing. Big fella goes up towards half forward, looking for Templeton again at the back. Jimmy Lahu will see it over the boundary line for a throw-in in Victoria's right forward pocket.
And South Australia still yet to score a goal. They've got 2 points on the board. Victoria 5-3-33. Victoria kicking with the wind this quarter, but as Bob Skilton mentioned before, it's not that strong at the moment. Ball tapped out here, a chance for Clark to have a snapshot for goal. Ball punched away that time and the ball is out of bounds. abouts in the forward pocket position. Victoria have been into attack for most of the time.
Neil Curley and the rest of the South Australian entourage, and it's surprising, Lou, that they do not have coaches boxes high up down here, that the coaches are down right on the fence area.
Ball out of bounds now, about 30 metres around from the Victorian goal. I noticed that Bartlett's pretty well guarded this game by Weston. The danger of Bartlett. Ball pushed out now, a chance for it'll be a free kick. And the free kick to go to Bennett of South Australia down there in the back pocket position. Bennett boots the ball around towards the wing. Oh, there's actually, I don't know, that'll be a free kick to Lee. He was definitely right. He balked him. That is a different marks to Robertson, Bob.
Very good decision, Lou.
Excellent decision.
Well, don't like it, but it is right as Lee goes up towards half forward. Crowd still complaining, but it'll do them no good at all as Nagel has a snapshot in towards goal, but he's going to be offline and through for 1 point only to take Victoria to 5-4, 34, and South Australia still to notch a goal. They're 2 points. We played some 22.5 minutes of this first quarter, and Coleman bringing the ball back into play with a drop punt. Kerry won't make the same mistake twice. Can't control it, however. The chance is now there for Dunstan. He's immediately beset upon. Heinrich comes out with the ball, gets it across to Greg Phillips. Another long handball put out in front of Graham Corns. Corns sets it up once again, and South Australia go forward. Up towards Davies at half forward. Can't quite complete control. And it's able to be brought away by Jeff Rains, who kicks wide to centre wing. Phil Heinrich and Flower see it drift over the line.
Still 5 goals for 34 points Victoria to South Australia 2 points in the 23.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Carey and Lee go with that one. Punched out by Phillips that time, and the ball is out of bounds. A free kick will go to Carey. And of course the ironical cheers from the South Australian crowd, but there was no doubt about that last decision by umpire Roberts, and he was definitely right, because the big South Australian did balk Lee. And that of course is not in the rule book. There's the kick out there wide. Going for a pass out there to Heinrich, and the ball is out of bounds, so there'll be a throw in from that centre wing position.
They're continually going short and wide, Lou. You know, when you've got a player like Rick Davies at centre half forward, it's even more reason to go straight down the centre.
Oh, McSporran pulled out that time as a hand pass comes over to Malin out there at half forward. He's going for a bit of a run. He's got plenty of time to move down there and drive it up there looking for Roberts. Moore coming across. Roberts couldn't hold the mark. But there we see Bruce Nankervis backing up very well. That back line's working perfectly down there for Victoria. Out to the boundary line, and Victoria take it away from the danger zone. By golly, they back up well, those Victorian defenders, Bob.
Well, they played well on Saturday. That last line, Nankervis, Moore and Southby. And so far, they're doing exactly the same thing today.
Corns with a mighty thump down into a vacant forward pocket will give Ralphie Sewer the chance. Doesn't get a favourable bounce. He's under plenty of pressure. But as you might gather from the crowd, he's also received a free kick. Too far out to score.
There's no doubt who the crowd are supporting, Zanny.
I got a feeling they barrack for South Australia. I don't know what makes me think that way.
Is Sewer's kick, and it's swinging back in towards full forward. Off hands it comes, a chance for Williams. He has it stolen, however. Kick back in towards the centre, and the ball should have been marked, but wasn't by Andy Bennett. It now opens the way for the Victorians to stream through centre. This is Robert Flower, a prolific kick getter. Gets it across to his teammate in Jim Jess, who's already kicked one. He goes short and finds David Clark. Clark yet to kick a goal some 35 metres out. Slight breeze at his back. Distance shouldn't be a problem at all. As we enter time on, and the South Australians yet to put a major score on the board. Kicked by David Clark, hits the post, and so Victoria go to 5-5, 35. South Australia 2 points, and South Australia making the first interchange, and that is Trevor Hill coming onto the ground and leaving it as Ralph Sewer.
26.5 minutes gone of this first quarter. Coolman to bring the ball back into play. Ball's a bit short. Dunstan in front there. They're all for that's a good mark to Corns. Nothing about him. He can take a bag, he can grab this play. Got the ball now, shoots it out towards the wing position. That's Davies at the back, couldn't hold the mark. The umpire said a free kick to Billy Pickett. I must admit Victoria getting the better of the deals from the umpire.
There was no doubt about that free kick though, Lou.
Ball dropping short, a chance for Corns to mark. He does so again. Good hand pass out wide. And there's McSporran once again, driving the ball out there towards the wing position. And it's South Australia shooting the ball across to centre field and a mark to Bennett. They're certainly going a long way towards the goals as Gallagher fumbles the ball, takes it out to the half-forward line, goes out wide. I don't know whether they're going directly at the goals. As they're going out for Heinrich to go for a hand pass. In comes Southby, goes for the punch. But Gallagher can't pick it up either for South Australia. They're falling over left and right, but there's Jeff Southby going for a long hand pass. Going after it now is Heinrich on the boundary line. It's still in play. Good play by the South Australian rover as he tries to get clear. Gets a hand pass out. Or finally another long hand pass over to Davies. Back there towards Mail and straights up, fires for the goals. Ball at the back of Roberts, goes for the punch. Roberts has got the mark. Is he going to play that mark? I think he is. That was a good effort on the part of Roberts that time. And Roberts has got a chance to put South Australia's first goal on the board.
Yes, possibly a little lucky that South Australians really doing it the hard way, bottling it up in the pocket. And why they're not going direct at the moment, it's hard to understand. But nevertheless, John Roberts, who had a very good season in Victoria for South Melbourne, point-blank range, puts the first major score on the board for South Australia.
2 8 points. Their first goal coming at the 27-minute mark of this first quarter. Lee coming in there with Bennett. Lee gets the tap down. They've all missed that one, but finally a hand pass from Phillips over there to Corns. Can't get out of the pack, and there was a push on the back, but the umpire said play on. McSporran lost the ball, kicked off the ground out there by Williams. Out goes Nankervis, taps it out towards Mail, and it's Flower falls over, and it's on the boundary line, but it's out of bounds. Couldn't quite pick it up that time, Malin, who's played very well this first quarter against Robert Flower. It'll be Lee up there against Davies. The ball comes down here now, and we see the ball picked up by Victoria's Sheldon. Goes for a long kick there, looking for Templeton. It falls a bit short. Good play by Coolman, having a bit of difficulty picking it up, but still tapped it down. Grabbed by Flower. Hand pass back to Sheldon. He shapes up for goals, up towards the goal, but a good mark taken to defence by Carey. A quick hand pass over to Weston, and South Australia take the ball out of the danger zone. Oh, an easy mark. Dropped that time by McSporran, but he recovered pretty well as he goes for a pass out wide, and a mark taken out there by James.
Max James playing on the half-forward line.
South Australia looking a bit better at the moment, Sandy.
Thank you, Lou.
They are, really. They're playing with a bit more confidence, I'd say, Bob, wouldn't you?
Well, I think all they've got to do is start kicking the ball a bit longer and drive it towards the two players, centre half forward in Davies and full forward in Roberts, and be far more direct.
Pickens' kick just over the centre of the ground, taken by Corns, who got a high tackle towards Williams. He's too slow to get rid of the ball. McSporran through, can't pick it up. Williams again tries to get a kick out. On the check side of centre. Dunstan coming into the side and replacing Wilson. Goes direct. That's what South Australia's got to do. A lovely kick up towards half forward. Strangely enough, waiting at the back was Carey. Now's the opportunity for Bartlett, the elusive Bartlett. As the siren goes, and he won't put a score on the board there. So at a quarter time, Victoria kicking with a slight breeze, 5-5, 35, leading South Australia, run 2-8.
That's a bit rough, just trying to enjoy a bit of lunch. All right, that was the first quarter, and the Victorians opened up particularly well, and disappointing for the home crowd as far as South Australia is concerned, but those Vics have pace to burn once again, Barry Cable.
They're looking much sharper, and of course their tackling is very good, and I think that one thing that most sides can expect from the Victorians, that little bit extra pressure, and I think it's starting to show out here at the moment against Victoria, South Australia. Lee looks as though he's starting to take charge in the ruck, and I still believe that they're just a little bit quicker. Their tackling is very good. They're kicking much more direct. I think South Australia are going all over the place at the moment, and they just don't seem to have a great deal of purpose in their game.
Yes, I think that's it, Kevin Murray. Don't you? No direction as far as South Australia is concerned when they're headed for goal. And keep in mind, too, that Victoria are without the brilliant Gary Wilson.
Well, Bobby Skilton mentioned he can't understand South Australia going around the flanks out wide because they've got a talented player at centre half forward in Rick Davies, and they're not using him enough. But Victoria, on the other hand, with the brilliant backing up right from the last line of defence, and this is where they're excelling, especially in that quarter. They use the ball well to one another, and their handball to the person running by was brilliant.
Players like Kelvin Moore and Jeff Southby certainly give them the Rock of Gibraltar in defence, Barry.
Yes, and along with Ian Nankervis, Bruce Nankervis, they're doing very well. what Kevin just mentioned, the other thing is they've also got Roberts down there. This is South Australia playing at full forward. Now, Roberts is an excellent high mark, and so is Rick Davies, and I also can't understand why South Australia haven't been attacking just straight down the ground with long, direct kicks.
Kevin, Neil Curley would be a very frustrated man at the moment. In fact, shortly you'll see him talking to the South Australian players. More comments from the panel and back to Football Park in just a moment, but firstly, these messages.
Mark Williams through with a high kick towards half forward. Davies is there.
Players underway in the second quarter, Victoria versus South Australia.
A good mark taken by Victoria by Turner. Southby it is. Back towards centre wing. Chance for South Australia to bring the ball clear. They do through Greg Phillips. The handball across to Heinrich, now with Gallagher. Sets it up back to Davies. Still hugging the flank as they go in towards the right forward pocket. Moore and Roberts are there, but it drifts over the line for a throw-in some 30 metres round from the South Australian goal. No change in the score. Throw in with Lee. Davies coming in from the side, not an effective tap away, but it comes the way of Victoria, who drift the ball through Picken towards the half-back line. Malin gets a shocking bounce, taken by Mark Williams. He needs support and doesn't get it from Klomp. This again lets the Victorian small men through. Caught. Beautiful tackle. Play on is the call as Mark Williams comes through with the ball. Drifts it out wide for Malin, who takes the ball on the half-forward line.
Good mark to Malin. Bad play on the part of Rains that time. Victoria 5-5 to South Australia 1-2. And a good mark taken here by James of South Australia. James would be about 30 metres out from goal. You can see the goals there in the background. And, of course, not a difficult shot for a right footer. James usually a pretty accurate kick for goal. But that time he slewed it off the side of his boot. Lee coming over, going with a big thump. Ball tapped away again towards the goals. Another point to South Australia. So they go to 1 goal, 3-9 points to Victoria, still 5-5-35. I still think that towards the end of that first quarter, South Australia were playing a lot better football. Victoria, not as confident as they were the first quarter of an hour, first 20 minutes of the first quarter. Waiting on the ball to come back into play by Moore. Southby's playing a great job alongside him there. Out towards Mark Lee, he couldn't pick it up, picked up by Turner. A hand pass over to little Waitman at half-back. He's got a chance to run to centre field now. Goes for a long hand pass over there to Nagel. Nagel's clear. Another hand pass to Flower. Good play on the part of Victoria. He sidesteps around Malin. Oh, an easy mark. Dropped that time by Dunstan. There's Waitman and Bartlett going in. Bartlett's grabbed. He tried to get out of the pack, but South Australia's defence won't give up at the moment. And there'll be a ball up about 30 metres out from the Victorian goal.
A bad miss there by Dunstan.
Oh,
He should have taken that mark.
It was a beautiful pass, too. Ball knocked out by Bennett. Waitman couldn't get... Go around the neck to Waitman. And he'll get the free kick right in front of goal. Chance to put Victoria's 6th goal on the board, and this will be little Dale Waitman's first goal. That's if he can kick the distance. Because Victoria kicking against the breeze this quarter. Waitman coming in with the yellow shoes. Fires. Doesn't quite make the distance. A beautiful mark to corners. There's no doubt about this fellow. He can really jump in the air. Mark to corners. Ball out there now. Going after his Jess. Couldn't pick it up. He picks it up the second time. A hand pass over to his teammate Mark Lee, who boots the ball up there towards full forward. Templeton flies. Couldn't hold the mark. In goes Bartlett. He's grabbed. Gets a hand pass to Flower. He turns away beautifully. Has a snap up there. It's a mark to Sheldon. Beautiful play on the part of Flower that time. Spotted Sheldon all the way, and he's got the chance to put Victoria's 6th goal on the board. And Sheldon's yet to score a goal. OK, we're at the 4-minute mark. And let's see the result of Sheldon's kick. And this is the Tooth National Championships coming to you live through the 7 network. For the winner takes the cup. What's he done with this? He's missed it. I think it must be much harder to kick a goal down there than we think, Bob.
It's definitely worse at that end of the ground, Lou, than at the other, where the breeze seems to go straight down the ground, and kicking into the face of the breeze down there, it obviously swirls around.
Corman. Good kick back into play. Lee coming over the top, fisting the ball away. Dunstan first in the race for the ball for Victoria. Trevor Hill is there for South Australia. Michael Taylor intercepts. Can't get an effective handball away because Turner was there for the Victorians. And we'll see a bounce. Bounce between centre wing and half forward. Carey Spelling. So Andy Bennett on the ball. There's a chance now again for Turner, using plenty of pace as he runs round the boundary line, shoots one in towards full forward to Templeton, but is sadly astray with accuracy, out of bounds on the full, and again it will be Keith Coolman, State and Glenelg full-back, to bring the ball back into play, and virtually straight down the centre. Again, no one waiting down for the South Australians, however. Sporan going in strong. They can't get the ball out, getting plenty of opposition too from players like Dale Waitman, and we'll see a bounce. Victoria 5-6-36, leading South Australia 1-3-9, and the South Australians desperate to score goals this term as Taylor goes up towards half forward, giving Davies the chase. With him is Pickett. Gets around Bill Pickett, going short, and the pass is good to Max Jones. Usually a good kick. He goes on with a drop punt up towards full forward. Roberts is out position, can't take it. The opportunity is there for Nankervis, pushing the ball forward and through handball towards Waitman. Oh, taken by Davies, threads a handball across to McSporran. He gets caught, beautifully tackled. James also caught, back to McSporran, a hurried ball in towards full forward. Corns over the top, takes the mark, and Graham Corns from point blank range. South Australia have had 2 shots at goal, 2 point blank shots. This is the second. John Roberts kicked the first, and Corns really should have no bother at all converting here. He doesn't. South Australia 2-3-15, trailing Victoria 5-6-36. Graham
up there towards Roberts. Moore couldn't hold the mark. It's tapped through by Nankervis, and the Victorians are under pressure at the moment.
Michael Taylor, renowned for his prodigious screw punts, particularly with a slight breeze behind him.
By God, it was a magnificent kick by Taylor, and of course they've got big raps on this fella over here. Ball back into play again by Moore, out there towards Carey and Lee, and it's Lee to take the mark. No, he didn't hold that mark. Picked up by Danaher. The ball out there towards Nankervis, coming across to meet him now. We see South Australia's Klomp it is, but the ball out of bounds. Out of bounds on the centre wing position, and South Australia getting a lot more confidence in their play and looking a lot better. I tipped this about 10 minutes before the end of the first quarter. Down go Carey and Lee, but it's a free kick to Carey. Gets a hand pass over there to McSporran, a wrong man. Picked up now by Nagel. Nagel's out there on that half-forward line, goes for a pass to Bartlett. He goes down, backed up again by Nagel. Thrashes his way through the pack beautifully as he goes for a pass to Temple. He misses this. There's a go for Lahoo to pick it up for South Australia. Right on his tail is Waitman. He played it safe and pushed it through for 1 point. I don't blame you for doing that either. So it's 5 goals, 7-37 Victoria to South Australia 2-4-16. 8.5 minutes gone of this second quarter. A mark out there to Bennett in the back pocket position. Goes for a short pass. It's okay. And the ball marked out there by Gallagher. Gallagher's quick. Shoots the ball across, but it's Jimmy Jess coming across to take the mark. A bad kick. Should have gone straight down the ground with a long kick that time, Gallagher. All he wanted was Mr. Shane and had been in business. 15-metre penalty, and this brings Jimmy Jess well within kicking distance because Jimmy Jess can really boot a ball. Getting ready to come on as Bright on the interchange bench, and Jess has already kicked 1 goal. There's the kick by Jess. It's a long one. It's through for a goal. And Victoria move on to 6 goals, 7-43. To South Australia 2-4-16.
His opposing player in the back. Is it Jeff Rains?
Yes.
So it'll be Rains to take it from the centre. Going out to the half-forward flank. Klomp and Dunstan are there. Robert Klomp has had a very quiet game so far. Drifts the ball back towards the wing. Bit of interference there with Trevor Hill. And Trevor Hill, who was used as an interchange player, will take the free kick. Tell you what, there's a large part of this crowd that's going to go home hoarse in a minute. There's the kick up towards half forward. Looking for Davies. Had front spot, couldn't complete the mark. Out whips Taylor. Clever work by Taylor to get out, but he's forced onto the left foot. Short for Corns. saw Big Peter Carey and was debating which one to take. But he's elected Corns, who's usually pretty accurate when kicking for goal. He kicked one only a couple of moments ago. The drop punt on its way, swinging it, and offline for 1 point only. It takes South Australia now to 2-5, and here's the interchange. You'll hear the cheers for Eben as he comes onto the ground, and Peter Carey leaving the arena.
Ball back into play again, out there towards South. Big Corns flies high, couldn't take the mark. Turner gets the run on, takes it around the boundary line, goes for a kick out there looking for Sheldon, but the umpire said it's out of bounds. So there'll be a throw-in from that half-forward line for South Australia, about 70 metres around from their goal. They're 2 goals, 5-17 to Victoria, 6-7-43. 11 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. Going for the knockout there is Davies with Lee. Gallagher gets it over to Williams. Another hand pass coming here, and we see the ball kicked up there by South Australia towards the full forward zone. Punched out by Moore. There's a go now for James to pick it up in the forward pocket. Picked up by Roberts. He's grabbed, he fumbled the ball. They're going over like 9 pins. Back to Heinrichs, a snap for goal, but he's off target and it's out of bounds on the full. A penalty free kick for Victoria down there in the back pocket.
Geez, some tremendous pressure tackling by the Victorians in defence, Lou.
Well, South Australia are playing a lot better than they did in that first 20 minutes of the first quarter. They're playing with a lot more confidence. Possibly they've got to go a little bit more direct, a short pass. He can't do that. He's got to kick over the mark. Been around long enough for that, Terry Bright. Short pass again. And there's a mark to Bruce Nankervis. The ball driven out there towards Turner and Gallagher. And they've both missed it, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing, or up towards the centre wing position. Let's say it's on South Australia's half-forward line, and they're 2 goals, 5-17 to Victoria, 6-7-43.
From the throw-in, it'll be the Victorians to surge forward through Bill Pickett. Long kick up towards full forward, Coolman and Templeton, both looking for the free kicks. Scouting done by Bartlett. He flicks one in towards half-forward. Good interception by Robert Fox going the other way on the last line of defence. Hasn't got a lot to kick to. He swings it out looking for Greg Phillips, but it's a 3-on-1 battle here. Call is there for holding the ball. Flower goes short, looking for Ian Nankervis. Back to Flower. Short up towards half-forward, and the mark is taken by Merv Nagel. Runner-up in the Brownlow medal as South Australia make another interchange. It'll be Sewer coming back onto the ground, and leaving it is Heinrich. Ball still at half-forward for the Victorians. Eventually it's the defence of South Australia. Come away, back towards Sewer, who's just come onto the ground. He's got a 2-on-1 battle, and it's taken over the boundary line by Ian Nankervis for a throw-in at centre wing, with Victoria leading 6-7-43, South Australia 2-5-17.
Ball back into play. Lee got the tap down, but there's a free kick. It'll go to Lee for one in the back. Lee to take the free kick on that centre wing position. Victoria kicking against the wind this second quarter. Out towards the forward pocket. Bartlett goes after it. He's in a Western, gets into his back. It'll be a free kick or a holding the ball against him. Well, the crowd will be happy about that. There was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. That one, and the ball is picked up now by Weston. He's got the job of guarding Bartlett. Off flying high was Pickett. Picked up by Lee. If he can grab it, taps it over nicely to Clark. Goes for a short pass out wide to Nankervis. In a bit of trouble, he goes down. They follow him, threw the ball out. And the umpire spotted that. No doubt about that, he threw it. And the free kick will go to Lahoo down there in the back pocket position, or up towards half-back. It's Lahoo with the ball. Booting the ball back towards centre field. Lee in front. Davies at the back. A hurried kick by Raines. Over to Clark. A hand pass to Turner. Turner's clear. And the ball driven up there towards the full forward zone. And a good mark to Weston. Left to be a mark and a free kick. He's well on top of Bartlett at the moment, Bob.
Just at the moment he is, Lou. Neither Bartlett or Weston have done a great deal, but that's a backman's job to stop you forward, and so Weston so far doing a good job of holding Bartlett to 1 goal.
Kick from Bartlett. Scouting done by David Clark again as he flicks it back towards Michael Turner. Close to the boundary line. Turner keeping it in play. He's a real racehorse. No, he's gone over this time. And we'll see a throw-in front of the scoreboard here. Sees Victoria leading 43-17. We've played some 15 minutes of this second term. South Australia kicking with a slight breeze, but at the moment not making full use of it. From the tap down was Waitman, who got the quick handball out, and it was effective too. Chance again for the Victorians. Hurried kick in towards goal, dribbles over the line in the left forward pocket. A kick by Michael Turner, the racehorse. So another throw in, this time in the left forward pocket. Greg Phillips there in case he has to do any ruck work. Doesn't have to. In fact, Koolman does it, but straight down to Bartlett. He appeared almost to go over the line, but kicked it out of bounds on the full anyway. And so Keith Koolman will be who'll give it back to Corns, I think. And he'll take the kick from the back pocket. No, it won't be Corns. It's Tom Hafey keeping an eye on things. Kick from Ebert. Greg Phillips, the flyer, went a little before acceptances. Mark Lee can't take it. Malin through without the ball. And a push in the back going against Andy Bennett. Be taken by Jeff Rains as he drifts the ball across half forward. Victorians keen to keep the handball moving through Robert Flower. He steadies, kicks in towards full forward, but is offline and through for 1 point open. So Victoria move now to 6-8, 44, and South Australia 2-5, 17.
27 points in punt, Victoria at the 17-minute mark of this second quarter as the ball comes back into play again. Falls a bit short, and an easy mark taken there by Phillips of South Australia. Phillips of South Australia at centre half back. 15-metre penalty. And this brings him back right over the centre square. So he's got a chance now to send them deep into attack. That's what he does. It's a long kick, Pickett in front. Couldn't hold the mark. It's tapped down there towards Bright. He's grabbed around the neck. The umpire says play on. It'll be a ball up or a free kick against Victoria. It'll go to Taylor. There's no worry about this guy kicking the distance. He can kick it, let's say, a mile and a half. He's about 50 metres out from goal at centre half forward, and he's yet to score a goal. Taylor coming in for his first goal and South Australia's third. It's a good kick and through the middle. So South Australia 3 goals, 5-23 to Victoria 6-8, 44. Wide looking for a lead there. Going after it now is Clark, but Corns is right on his tail. Good play by Corns. Take the ball away from the danger zone. It goes back there towards Southby and Phil Davies, but backing up well as Billy Pickett. He's okay as long as he doesn't bounce it. Kick it, Billy boy. And the ball shot across towards centre field.
Looking for Flower in front of Malin, and he takes a good mark.
Your heart jumps up in your mouth when Billy starts to bounce. What do you reckon, Bob?
Yes, Blue.
There's the kick up towards half forward. Bartlett appeared to be held. Will be free kicked. Kevin Bartlett has already kicked one. Victorian captain. Kicking in a slight swirling breeze. Kick on its way, and you'll see it prop in the square. Corns going over the top, and it was touched for 1 point. So Victoria go now to 6-9, 45. South Australia 3-5, 23. Some 20 minutes almost elapsed in this second term as Koolman prepares to bring the ball back into play. Should go straight down the middle. He does with a beautiful screw punt. Out wide. Here's the chance for Phillips to set up the handball to Sewer, affectionately known as Zip Zap. And that's exactly what he does, in towards Roberts, who takes the mark. And that's more constructive, straightforward football from the South Australians. Roberts already kicked one in the first term. And this goal will certainly lift the confidence of the South Australians as they attempt to climb back into the match. Some 45 metres out, almost directly in front. The drop punt's on its way, he's made no mistake about it. A good goal for South Australia as Victoria 6-9, 45, South Australia 4-5, 29.
What? A Datsun dealer giving away something for nothing? Yes! The first 50 people to test drive a brand new Datsun at Dave Johnson Motors this week will receive this magnificent Decor carry cooler with champagne. Be in the first 50 to test drive this week, and this cooler and champagne is yours. And then if you decide to buy, Dave Johnson Motors will slash $430 off his new Datsun 200 BGLs or $329 off his Stanza GXs.
At Dave Johnson Motors, you're in good hands all the way.
Free kick to Hill. Hill to take the free kick for a push in the back out there on the centre wing position. There's Hill. getting a free go that time, goes for a pass. And nearly a mark to Mail and tries to crash through the pack. He and Pickett having a bit of a wrestle there. And the umpire's going to ball it up towards their full forward positions. About 40 metres out from the South Australian goal, and they're looking pretty good at the moment. I think Victorian for a ding-dong struggle here. The ball pushed out that time by Davies. He's grabbed by Waitman. Bright can't get out of the pack. He goes for a hand pass. It's a bad one. There's another goal coming up, I would say. No, Taylor goes for a hand pass. Danaher's grabbed. Tries to get the ball out. Finally, through perseverance, he gets it clear. Goes for the boundary line. Grabbed on the line that time by Gallagher. A pass to Corns. It's okay, and Corns has got the mark at half forward. And they're looking all right to me, Adelaide, I should say, South Australia. Let's see what he can do with this kick, Corns. Looking up there for Roberts. At the back is Moore. Goes for the punch, plays it safe, and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket, so there'll be a throw in right against the point post. And now the pressure's on the Victorian defence. By golly, if they'd have been going direct at the goals earlier, I think they could have been in front of Victoria. Davies tried to grab that one, grabbed by little Waitman. The hand pass out wide now to Clark. Another one over to Pickett, as long as he doesn't bounce it. Oh, it's a dangerous one. Down goes Bright with a fair buck. There's a hand pass coming out the hill now. A snap for goal. It's going up towards the goals. At the back there is Southby. Moore's there. Good play by Moore. There's a chance here for McSparrow to mark. Punched out by Pickett over towards Nankervis. Goes for the boundary line. Will it go to the line? A chance now for South Australia. Well tackled by the Victorian Waitman. Over to McSparrow and fires for the goal. It's coming around nicely for goal.
Well, fantastic football then by
South
Kevin
Australia.
McSparrow.
5 goals played, 35 to Victoria, 6-9, 45.
Well, that's the type of goal, Lou, that could really lift a side. And McSparrow, well, it's a very good birthday present. As you mentioned earlier, 31 years of age today and representing his state. So a beautiful goal and the sort of goal that really everybody responds to out on the ground.
I think they've got a touch of the Staggers at the moment, Victoria.
Here's the centre bounce, with Lee not getting a truly effective tap. Williams can't pick it up. He's under plenty of pressure to do so. Eventually gets a left foot kick away down towards Max James. Doesn't get a good bounce. Tried to tap it on but couldn't do so. It's Danaher who fists it down to half forward and Weston takes the mark. Plays on. Rains is caught. And we'll have a bounce. Bounce at centre half forward. Victoria in attack.
Sandy, the South Australian fans obviously didn't see umpire Robinson indicating the ball was touched off the boot, and that was why there was no mark to Weston.
Here's the bounce. Andy Bennett takes it down beautifully to Greg Phillips. Phillips up towards centre wing, coming to meet it, and by G, he's played well since he's come on Trevor Hill. Been in very good form as he drifts it up to half forward, setting himself Davies. Plays on, can kick this, he can kick long. The drop punt's on its way, into the square it goes. Another one on the board for South Australia, and they are truly back in business.
Well, the score at the moment, Victoria 6 goals, 9, 45 to South Australia, 6-5, 41, a difference of 4 points, approaching the 25-minute mark of this second quarter. I'll tell you what, this grandstand's really come to life. If South Australia win this match, I'll be off as soon as the game's over, Sandy. There's about 20,000 fans ready to strangle me over here. I'm not kidding. You're with me, Bob. You've got to stay with the man, you know.
After the way you've treated me the last couple of days.
Is the bounce from the centre. Let's see who can take it away this time. Rains in there trying to get it away. Couldn't do so. The crowd appealing for holding the ball. Eventually the handball shot out to Davies. Tries to get it on to McSparrow. He does it beautifully to Williams. Williams a long ball in towards full forward. A one-on-one battle here. And it's taken over the line for 1 point. Another point to South Australia as they go to 6-6, 42, making the margin in Victoria's favour now only 3 points.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play. It's a short pass, and that's Bruce Nankervis driving the ball back to centre field again. Over the head of Mailer. They're falling over left and right. There's Mailer with his thigh heavily bandaged. The Corns back to Phillips. Phillips is grabbed but still gets a kick out wide to that half-forward flank position. South Australian players everywhere as James grabs it over the line, and there'll be a throw in about 50 metres around from the South Australian goal. They're 3 points down at the moment. They've come right back, and I tipped just before quarter time they were starting to play a lot better. The ball grabbed there by Davies again, up there towards Roberts. Southby comes in, takes a good safe mark. The pressure's really on this Victorian defence at the moment. Ball kicked out wide towards that Jimmy Jess, and he takes a mark at half-back. Victoria taking the long way home at the moment. Ball shot back out there towards Lee, a chance to mark. Couldn't hold the mark. Waitman jumps and he ran into trouble. A bad hand pass to Malin, picked up by Luhu. They're playing a lot of confidence over to McSporan. McSporan drives the ball up towards full forward. Southby takes the mark. Out it goes to Bright on his own at half-back. He's got a chance to really drive this down there, but there's no one out there for Victoria at the moment. Out to Klopp and also to Nagel, backing up well as Corn. They're really outclassing Victoria. Out to Sewer. And South Australia full of running at the moment. A hand pass back there to Ebert. It's a bad one, knocked away by Nankervis. Back there towards Sewer. Taps over towards Ebert. He kicks it off the ground. There'll be a kick out, and I think it could be a throw in from that half-forward line for South Australia. The score: Victoria 6-9-45 to South Australia 6-6-42.
South Australia working well as a team at the moment as Lee takes that from the throw-in, gives it quickly across to Turner. He tucks the ball under his arm, swings play up towards full forward. Templeton coming out. Also there is Coolman. Bartlett caught. Tries to get the handball across to Templeton now. Phillips is there for South Australia, shoveling the ball sensibly towards the boundary line. And we see it drift over the line to throw-in. With only 3 points the margin, 2.5 minutes into time on in the second term, and we're certainly going to have a ball game in the second half. From the throw, Bennett and Jess. Handball set up again, but it's not good. It's taken by McSporan, who gets around Bartlett, kicks to a vacant centre wing as far as South Australia is concerned. Whistle sounding, and it's South Australia playing on the half court. Davies playing from behind in opposition to Picken. See another throw-in. South Australia have transferred the ball from half-back to almost half-forward. Davies doing the ruck work. Lee coming right over the top. Williams can't take the ball away. And another ball up. Great football we've seen in the second term. Good fight back by South Australia. And the Victorians certainly realising they've got a giant fight on their hands. Lee and Davies either getting the decisive tap. Davies looking for McSporan. Williams there also. Eventually kick off the ground up towards half forward. Coming out quickly to meet it is Roberts. Also there is Ian Nankervis, who takes it over the line. So a throw in right forward pocket. South Australia slowly working it up towards goal. Can't be far away from the half-time siren. Williams coming over the top. Not an effective tap as the Victorians take it back to half-forward, but the mark is taken there by Bennett. Plays on quickly. Swings a drop punt. Roberts from behind. Can't complete the mark. Trying to take it away with Southby. He's under plenty of pressure, and eventually the kick is well smothered by Russell Ebert, and another throw-in the right forward pocket.
29.5 minutes gone. Victorian in front by 3 points. 6-9-45 to South Australia 6-6-42. Chance for South Australia now. Hill gets the ball, snaps for the goal. It's smothered. Oh, nearly a free kick, but good play by Nankervis as Ian Nankervis takes it out wide. Out there towards Nagel. With Klopp and Nagel having a great battle. It's Klopp coming off the banner. And there's the siren for the end of the quarter. And at half-time, South Australia making a great recovery. 6 goals, 6-42 to Victoria. 6 goals, 9-45 at half-time.
Centre bounce for the start of the all-important third term. For the Championship of Australia title, it'll be Carey back on the ground after spelling in the second quarter up against Big Mark Lee. Jess is unable to take it away from Victoria. The Victorians kicking with what breeze there is. It comes out the way of Robert Flower. Quickly up towards full forward, towards Templeton. He's had a great duel with Keith Coolman. Coolman shoveling it out the back sensibly towards Leo. He's taken out perfectly by Waitman. Waitman across to Barker. Fumbled and out of bounds on the full. And the crowd loving it.
Well, he's not too popular out there, Bartlett, but always a dangerous player, but kicked it off the ground and out of bounds. A penalty free kick to Lahu. The Who gets it out there wide. The back there is Carey. Couldn't hold the mark. Picked up by Bruce Nankervis. A long hand pass back to his brother. Hooks the ball back towards centre half forward. At the back is Moncrief. Couldn't take the mark. There's Taylor breaking out of the pack very nicely indeed. Down goes Bartlett. A hand pass out to McSpawn. A bad one grabbed by Jimmy Jess. A bad kick but picked up by Waitman. That kick is smothered. Victoria making plenty of mistakes as the ball is given to Taylor again from Corns. Now's the chance for Hill to send him into attack. He's grabbed, well tackled by Turner that time. The Lee goes down, holding the ball. Holding the ball against Lee. And this crowd's really coming to life because they can sense that South Australia are going to do well this second quarter.
The man that tackled him, Mark Williams, one of the best tacklers in the game in South Australia.
My word, he is too, and down it goes. The ball comes back here to Moore. Moore's in a bit of trouble. He's out now. He's grabbed. Backs out of the pack well. Kicks the ball wide out towards that half-forward line. Flower wins the race for the ball at half-back for Victoria. Short pass to Jimmy Jess on his own. Victoria needing a big score in this third quarter because they're kicking with the wind. Off the top of the pack, it'll be a free kick to Moncrief. He comes on the ground. Who's he replaced, Bob?
Moncrief's in the forward pocket, Lou, with Templeton at full forward and Jess still at centre half forward. But Nagel, I don't think, has taken the field since half-time.
Moncrief fires for the goals. It's a long kick, but he's off target. Was it coming around enough? 1 point. So Victoria go 4 points ahead now. They're 6 goals, 10-46 to South Australia, 6-6-42. 2.5 minutes gone to this third quarter.
Keith Corman bringing the ball back into play, going to the outer side with the drop punt. Big pack of players. It was Bennett who came over the top, couldn't complete it. Back with Robert Flower once again, showing all the skills of the game. Drifted in towards half forward. Coming over the top is Greg Thomas. Plays on straight away, putting the ball out wide to centre wing. And a good mark, almost, not played. Thought it may have been. That was Andy Bennett, who appears to be limping. We'll keep an eye on him as Malin sets the handball up. South Australia go forward through Trevor Hill, up towards full forward. Roberts can't complete the mark, under plenty of pressure. Davies is going to be forced onto the left boot, flicks it round, the chance for Sewer. But a strong Victorian defence. In fact, there's no one at home for Victoria, as Turner can bounce his way almost to half forward. Williams is giving chase, but I don't think he'll catch this racehorse. Turner gets his kick up towards half forward. Mark taken in defence by Corman. Quickly across to Corns. Hill. Corns again. A high ball to half forward. Sewer. Fisted away from him. Now the Gallagher. Back to Sewer. Gallagher again. Gets out of trouble well. And over the top, a great mark taken by McSparren, and South Australia continuing their very good form of the second term. He goes short. The lead's on from Roberts, who can't complete the mark, however. Taken away by Southby, who's been most consistent all day. Across to Ian Nankervis. Steadies. Cross centre. But the mark not quite completed by Paul Weston. A good attempt as Bartlett gets a hurried kick to half forward. Coolman appeared to be shoved out of the way. Taylor, the long handball to Corns. Runs into trouble, but not before he sets up the handball across to Weston. Weston down towards full forward. Moore is there, so too is Ian Nankervis. Those two combine well to get out of trouble, and Victoria back to centre wing.
It's out there towards Bartlett, but there Bartlett and Malin having a great battle. Bartlett gets a hurried kick. He goes down, picked up by Malin again. A hand pass to Carey, and South Australia doing it well. Southby goes for the punch. Back it goes there to Weston now. Weston goes for a short pass. A chance for Roberts. He's got it. A mark to Roberts about 50 metres out from goal. Moore gave him plenty of latitude that time. Roberts could make the distance. This will put South Australia in front by 2 points. And this crowd will go mad once they hit the front. Don't worry about that. Nearly 5 minutes gone of this third quarter, and Victoria kicking with the wind, and they're really struggling at the moment. The kick by Roberts. Falls a bit short. Oh, down he goes. Williams that time, but Bartlett takes the ball away. Well smothered by James. Have a bit of trouble picking it up, but he's got it now. A hand pass back to the wrong man. Nankervis fumbles the ball. He couldn't get it out to Rains. Picked up that time by South Australia. McSparren goes for a hand pass. Victorian defence backing up well through Nankervis. Goes for a short pass. It's a bad one. Down goes Jess. Picked up by Rains. He's grabbed around the neck, and Rains takes the free kick a little short of centre half back. 6 goals, 10-46 Victoria to South Australia, 6-6-42. 5.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. And waiting on the ball to be taken here by Rains. Down there on that, across the half-back line. Well, this is a very important quarter for Victoria. He's kicked it right across goals here. It's a long kick. It's a bad kick. Chance for Bartlett to swim on the ball there at half-back. He's got a chance to drive Victoria to attack. Looking there for Robert Flower. Takes the mark at half-forward. He quickly plays on. Shoots the ball up there looking for Moncrief. Gets the sit, but went up before acceptances. There's Timberland's grab. And the umpires that hold the ball.
It appears as though Malin has done a left hamstring. He's left the ground, and Heinrich goes on as Bennett. The handball across to Taylor. One bounce out of the back pocket. Going short, looking for Jim Lahoo. Another good back pocket player for the Glenelg club. The kick up towards centre wing. Mark, over the top, Mark Williams takes a good mark. Sets up the bad handball, however, to Graham Corns. Right at the feet of Corns, making it very difficult for him. Drifts over the line at centre wing, and a throw in to take place. It'll be Carey to do battle with Lee. Carey used the body. Down looking for Williams. Rains. No real attempt to get rid of that ball on that occasion. However, another bounce to take place. Umpire Bob Schofield supervising at the moment. Lee wins the tap. Williams can't take the ball away. And another bounce to take place. David Clark looking for the free kick from a leg. Unsighted. So a bounce still virtually at centre wing with Carey and Lee. Lee coming over the top but having an airy. McSporran caught. So too is Gallagher. Too slow to get rid of it. Rains at the bottom of the pack. And a stalemate virtually. Lou at centre wing at the moment.
4 points the difference in favour of Victoria. Ball up on that centre wing position. Carey and Lee to go for it. Knocked out by Jess. The umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Lee. A quick hand pass over there to Danaher. Over to Turner, but well intercepted by Gallagher. Picked up by Heinrich. And there's a chance now for Phillips to take the ball down. Up there towards goals. Up towards Roberts and Moore having a great battle there. It'll go through. Oh, it could be a goal. A goal. And they've hit the penalty.
Victoria 9-11-65. As we go into the final term for the Championship of Australia, it'll be Lee versus Carey. South Australia kicking with the breeze in this final term. Oh, plenty of body work used, and the free kick's been picked up. And it's going to go the way of Mark Lee. Who kicks long into this breeze, up towards half forward. Templeton and Coolman, off hands. Waitman in trouble, gets out of trouble, however. Kicks up towards full forward. One-on-one battle, and a good mark taken right in that forward pocket, and it looks to be Michael Moncrief. Moncrief, who came on after half-time. Very tight angle. He runs round now, steadies and shoots in towards goal, and I think he's got it. He has, and that's a very good start for the Victorian side. In fact, they hit the front.
Professor Bertram Newton demonstrating his famous law. My assistant is transferring the entire contents of two 330-litre refrigerators into one Westinghouse 500-litre model. Impossible? No. Because Westinghouse, with 14 different shelf positions, flip-top crispers, and separate meat bin, makes use of every nook and cranny. Which proves my famous law. You get more out of a Westinghouse because you can get more in.
Centre half forward, it bounced the wrong way. Pickett has a fresh air shot. Danaher it was. Well tackled. A hand pass coming out there to Heinrich. Another one over to Ebert. A shot for goal. Up to Roberts, off the top of the pack and through for 1 point. So it's 3 points the difference now. 10 goals, 8-68 South Australia to Victoria 10-11-71. Approaching the 2-minute mark of this last quarter. Victoria kicking against the wind in this last quarter. It's the Tooth National title here today, and it's coming to you live through 7. Oh, Davies got up high that time. He couldn't hold the mark. It was Phillips, actually. Ebert gets a hand pass out to Corns. He's grabbed. Back to Williams. A short kick back in out of Davies now. takes a wide turn back to Williams. This looks dangerous. He's grabbed. Down he goes. A hand pass back to Corns. They're messing about. Waitman's got it now. Grabbed around the neck. A hand pass to Bartlett. And Bartlett gets a hurried kick down there towards the centre of the ground. But Klomp comes across. Down he goes by Jess. And it'll be a free kick to Klomp. One in the face. And at about that, a quick hand pass coming over to Western. And South Australia go back into attack up there towards Robertson Moore. Neither take the mark. Heinrich with a goal. Stops just for goal, but it's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 2 points the difference now. South Australia 10-9-69 to Victoria 10-11-71, approaching the 3-minute mark of this last quarter. What a game. What a game this has turned out to be.
The pressure right on the Victorian defence as Kelvin Moore brings the ball back into play. He'll be looking for the tall timber of Lee. Going with him is Carey, waiting at the back. In fact, it's Carey who has to do the scouting, attempts to shovel it out. Can't do so, and Wakeman comes away with the ball in towards centre field. No one can pick it up. Coleman through, but runs into Williams. Williams is caught and loses it. Right smack bang in the centre. To half forward. A chance for Flower. Oh, he gets a shocking bounce, but beautiful recovery by this champion. Steadies, kicks in towards full forward. Moncrief says, let it go. He does, and it's a goal on the board for Victoria.
Well, another goal to Victoria. That puts them, 8 points in front now. 10-9-69 South Australia to Victoria.
The stand at the end of the game as the kick up to half forward. Davies is forced to go in backwards. To centre wing, Lee. Carey starting to look very tired indeed. The quick handball on was to Terry Bright. Now to Flower. He's the danger man in the opening minutes of this last term. Kicks in towards full forward and kicks a magical goal. And Robert Flower really inspiring this Victorian side. That's his second.
Oh, we've said that at three-quarter time, Lou, that Robert Flower hadn't been the normal Flower, but that just shows the champion that Robert Flower is. He has been down on his game today, and to come back and to inspire the Victorians in the manner that he has by kicking those 2 goals in within a minute of play just emphasises once again the brilliance of that particular player.
12-11-83 to South Australia 10-9-69 at the 6-minute mark of this last quarter. Leon Carey. Neither got it that time. Back it comes to Williams, picked up by James. He's grabbed. It's a hand pass out there to Hill. Hill drives it down to the half-forward line, but there's no one there for South Australia. An easy mark to Bright. He goes around the wing position, going for a bit of a gallop there. Taylor after him. Finally boots the ball down there, looking for Templars. Had a dirty day today. And a good mark there to Phillips. Phillips with the ball now. Quickly plays on, trying to get South Australia going again. It bounces right for James at centre field, and he goes down. He's collared. Victoria coming to the back with the ball through Billy Pickett. Up there towards full forward. A good mark taken there by Robert Klomp. A short pass out wide to Weebird at half back. And South Australia full of running as the ball goes around that wing position. Over comes Southby, goes for the punch, and the ball is out of bounds.
And I'll tell you, Merv Nagel is in some trouble.
What's that?
Between centre and half forward, Merv Nagel in a lot of bother. It could be an ankle. We'll keep an eye on him as the throw in across the other side of the ground. It's taken away by Michael Turner. Gets a left foot kick up towards the half-forward line. Over the top comes Corns. With him is Coolman, but it'll be Graham Corns. Oh, just giving it across to Coolman. And Keith Coolman. Screw punt up over centre. Plenty of high flyers. Chance for James it was. Plenty of hard body work going on. And free kick coming the way of Turner. Plays on quickly with a handball. It's effective as Southby goes on with the job. Put out in front of Bruce Stank-Purvis. He has it stolen. Phillips is playing a marvellous game to half-back. Carey is there. The long handball across to Heinrich. The chase is on. Heinrich has a look. But Sporen can run into the open goal. Steadies with a drop punt. Drifts it forward, and don't tell me he's missed 1 point only, and that is not the way to win a football match.
Well, he could have run another 10 or 12 metres that time because he was unguarded completely, Bob.
Yes, I thought he should have had the bounce and drawn Kelvin Moore up and then handball over the top to Roberts, Lou.
There's Southby booting the ball out, looking for Mark Lee. It's punched away by Nan Curvis again. Dunstan gets the tap on there, looking for Danaher thrown back by Phillips over to Hill. Hill goes for a short pass. It's all right. McSporran drops it. And there was tackled that time, Nan Curvis, but comes out of the pack pretty well. Goes for the boundary line, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. We're at the 8-minute mark. Victoria 12-11-83 to South Australia 10-10-70. And Victoria fighting back well in this last quarter. Ball knocked out by leader Waitman. Waitman has trouble getting the ball up. He finally gets it over to Dunson. It's not a very good kick. Flower coming across with Gallagher. They both miss it. And there's a chance now for South Australia to go back into attack as the ball comes out wide towards the wing position. Nan Curvis and Heinrichs doing battle there. It's finally tapped back to Billy Pickett. And Pickett goes for a pass. It'll be okay, and a mark taken there by Sheldon at half back. They're certainly playing a lot more confidence at the moment, Victoria, Bob.
Well, they've responded to the situation, Lou, and that's the part that you have to admire at the moment. But they're still not out of it by a long streak because the South Australia do have the advantage of this breeze, and it's only 9 minutes into the turn.
Ball back there towards centre half forward, pushed out again to Nan Curvis. That's Bruce Nan Curvis booting it over the half forward line. Going after this Lahoo. And in comes Moncrief, got a chance to pick it up. A hand pass back there to Bartlett. This looks dangerous. Bartlett going for a run, fires towards the goals. But what's the result? A goal. So it's 13-11-89 Victoria to South Australia. 10 goals, 10-70.
Williams caught.
I don't see that. He did actually kick the ball, so how can you be penalised?
I thought it was very stiff that time.
However, it'll be Jeff Rains kicking long into this breeze. Oh, Bartlett again. Here's the danger. Steadies. Beautiful smother by Coleman. The handball was there, and Lord knows why he didn't take it. And that was a goal that Victoria should definitely have had on the ball.
Well, he doesn't want to break the code of the Rovers. You never pass when you're within kicking distance, do you, Bob?
Well, throw in the left forward pocket. Coleman, Templeton, Bartlett again. Another snapshot. And eventually shoveled through sensibly for a point to make the margin 20 points. 13-12 to 10-10 as Coleman again. A prodigious screw punt, almost to the centre circle. Carey up a fraction early. Williams threads his way through the pack, but kicks blindly to a vacant half-forward area, and it's going to be very easy for Ian Nankervis to bring the ball out wide towards centre wing, looking for his brother, but the boundary line beats him, and the throw-in to take place through centre wing spot. Carey, a tired-looking Carey, coming in against Lee, both using the body. Williams, a quick kick forward. Davies trying to get himself mobile. Can't beat it over the line. It's on the left half-forward flank for South Australia. They badly need a score on the board. Trailing by 20 points. Davies and Lee. Won by Davies. Tapped out the back to Heinrich, but good interception. Flower gets his kick away. Greg Phillips, a shocking bounce. Would appear to be pushed in the back, but play goes on. Jimmy Lahoo, the back pocket player, who's now near at half forward, up towards Roberts. Well spoiled, but Roberts is quick to recover. He needs help, and it doesn't get any at all. It's a bad bounce, however. Southby taps it intelligently forward, and it'll be Pickett, who gets a hurried kick away. That's straight onto the chest of Kevin McSporran. And again, lack of handball and teamwork by the Victorians gives McSporran the opportunity of kicking his second goal. He's already booted one, kicks on its way. He's made no mistake about it, and South Australia fighting back. Victoria 13-12-90, South Australia 10-10-70.
But finally kicks it back there, but to nobody there. Flop drops an easy mark, but he gets out of trouble quite. Oh, it's lost it again. Bartlett drives the ball down there towards Moncrief. But great mark taken down there by James. A great mark. 14 points the difference in favour of Victoria as the ball goes out wide at half back to Ebert. Another pass out there to McSporran. And South Australia starting to look good again. McSporran kicks the ball over the half-forward line. Williams in front, got the mark. Only 14 points the difference at the 14-minute mark, or just on the 14-minute mark of this last quarter. Short pass looking there for Looking there for Roberts. It comes down now to Moore. Moore takes the ball away from the danger zone out towards range, and he takes a good mark at half back. Victoria not out of the danger spot at the moment. South Australia still in there full of fight as the ball goes around towards Corns. And a good mark to Corns. Taking some great marks here today. Short pass out wide. It'll be all right. I think it'll be a mark to Taylor. Out there on that wing position. Short pass. Victorian players interchanging in action there a moment, and a good mark taken out here by McSparrow again. McSparrow would be about 45 metres out from goal, right on the boundary line.
Picking off, Nagel on.
Okay, the kick is a mark down there, and the mark taken there by Hill. Hill's got the mark in the forward pocket, about 35 metres out from goal, but right on the boundary line. We're at the 14.5-minute mark, and Victoria still in front by 14 points. We're just hanging on there at the moment. As South Australia kicking with the wind, going to attack. Roberts flies, couldn't hold the mark. And the ball picked up by Victoria as it comes out wide to Danaher. Playing the ball in front of him, can't pick it up, and the ball is forced out of bounds. About 40 metres around for the South Australian goal.
South Australia very keen to get a goal on the board while they've got the ball down in the attacking zone. Davies and Lee. Davies attempting to use the body. So a good tackle. Southby also caught. A short kick gives Rains the chance. Another high ball. Coming over the top was Bennett, but couldn't complete it. Nankervis at the bottom, and he was pushed and will receive the free kick. Ian Nankervis at half-back.
Fans not happy about that one, Sandy, there's no doubt.
No, definitely pushed. He goes short. Dunstan plays on quickly. Southby again. It's been one of the lifesavers. Corns! Great mark at half-back.
It's a sign that they're tired out there. The fact that that ball was left on the ground for quite a while, and there was no South Australian players racing up to get it back to Corns.
There's the kick from Corns. Not well directed, but very sensibly tapped on by Greg Phillips. Across the speeds to Hill. Have a bounce. By G, he runs his full distance. In towards full forward. Roberts shepherds out. Could there have been interference? No. 1 point goes on the board. The crowd don't like it, but it's now 77 plays 90. Great action that you're viewing on the 7 network.
We're at the 16.5-minute mark of this last quarter as the ball goes out there towards the wing position. Turner at the back. There's the ball knocked away again by South Australia. Punched out by Rains, and the ball is out of bounds on the half-forward line for South Australia, about 70 metres around from their goal. It'll be Davies to go against Lee for this knockout. He's rucked all day. Lee gets the tap down, not a good one. A chance for Williams to crash through the pack, can't get out. And there's a bit of a struggle. Dunstan's grab hold of the ball against it. Got to go back for the kick. And the kick going to Davies out there on that half-forward line. A good distance out from goal. They're down by 13 points at the moment, South Australia.
If he gets onto a screw punt, he could just about kick this, Lou.
Well, he's already kicked 1 goal, and he's played a very good game at centre-half. Well, there's Klomp going down, but he's been covered now by Southby. Gone for a short pass. Well, that was sticking out a mile. They let him go down there. Southby chased after, then let him go. So Klomp's got a chance. He's only about 40 metres out from goal on a pretty cute angle, but could easily score from here. Going to use a right footer right across the face of goals. The pack set themselves. They're all flying. Roberts nearly grabbed that one, but it's through for 1 point. So it's only 2 goals the difference. 11 goals, 12, 78 South Australia to Victoria 13, 12, 90. And we're approaching the 18-minute mark of this last quarter.
South Australia peppering away at the goals, but unable to convert. Short pass is on to Merv Nagel, who was limping earlier, but appears to be okay. Again, he goes short to Dunstan. Dunstan on the half-back line. He's got Flower at centre wing, but elects to go towards the tall timber of Lee. Over the top came Corns. And Bob Schofield decided to give him a free kick. Back to Dunstan. Across to Flower. Here's the danger man in the Victorian forward lines. Caught by Corns. Towards full forward, off hands. A snap in towards Bartlett. Couldn't control it, but watched him here. He's a wizard, and he converts. No question about it. Bartlett, tremendously dangerous in front of goal. Has kicked his 3rd, and once again...
Goals 12.78. South Australia go back into attack now. Southby there trying to go for the mark. Goes for the punch. There's a go for South Australia's McSporran goes for pass. It's a good one. And Heinrich's got it dead in front, only about 30 metres out from goal. So South Australia replying pretty quickly, and Heinrich yet to score a goal for South Australia. Let's see what the little rover can do. Kick. Not bad. It's right through the middle. So they come back again, South Australia. 12 goals, 12.84 South Australia. To Victoria, 14-12.96. And we're approaching the 20-minute mark of this last quarter.
Well, if you can call it a mistake by Jeff Southby there, it was one of the rare mistakes that he has made when he went for the punch and put the ball right back towards centre half forward and allowed McSporran to be able to give the short kick across to Heinrich. But Southby has been a magnificent player right throughout the day in defence, and I suppose you can be allowed the odd mistake, but unfortunately on that occasion it was very costly.
So we're back to a margin of 12 points, 2 straight kicks in it. 20.5-minute mark of the final term. Lee wins the tap. Who's going to take it away from the centre? Corns, the pleated handball to Gallagher, up towards half-forward. Heinrich again, sets himself, but well spoiled. And the obvious free kick. Sewer had no choice because he could see he was going to give him the run otherwise, and had to stop him. So Terry Bright, who appeared to be injured early in the game, Corns over the top, takes the mark.
Best player on the ground, Bob, isn't he?
Very close to it, Lou.
Beautiful screw punt. Up towards Roberts. He's in the pack, but it's well fisted away. Oh, there's 2 of them there. Davies went for it. He gets caught, can't get rid of the ball, and a bounce to take place. Well, Ebert was going past on that occasion. He had every opportunity, but Davies there also. 25 metres out from goal. Davies and Lee. Fisted away. Davies and Hill now having to do the chasing. Hill was impeded. Beautifully tackled by Southby. Play on is the call. And the free kick will go the way of Victoria in that back pocket. The crowd don't like it, but the umpire is quite right. Don't look at me like that, Lou.
Just on 22 minutes, just on 22 minutes gone, and still 84 points South Australia playing Victoria 96 points, 12 points in front. Ball out there to Victoria now as we see Dunstan take the ball away from the wing position. Looking down there for Moncrief. Can he mark it? He dropped that one completely. Going after him is James. He's up now. He's on his feet. He had a bit of a touch of the Staggers, but he's having a shot for goal. But he's up target and put it out of bounds. But you can tell that by the rather sympathetic roar from the crowd. I must admit they're on Victoria's side, I don't think. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. It'll be Kilburn, who's done a very good job down there for South Australia at full-back today. Ball back into play. Just on 22.5 minutes gone. Victoria trying to get the ball away. Williams has grabbed it. The ball up here for sure at centre half forward. Waiting now for the umpire to bounce the ball. In Victoria's attacking zone, but about 60 metres out from their goal. Lee again, coming across this time to get the tap, then a good one down that time, and the ball given up by the Bartlett. He's got the mark. And Bartlett will be a good distance out from goal, about 50 metres out. Bartlett's already kicked 3 goals. I think the distance may be too far for him. Little skipper wants this goal badly because Victoria only 12 points in front at the moment. Crowd getting behind Bartlett as he fires. There's the kick. Templeton in front, couldn't hold the mark. It's pushed to the ground and it's finally forced out of bounds right against the Victorian point post. The pressure on the South Australian defence now. Templeton's had a real dirty day today. He's only had a touch. He got off to a good start early, but from then on he's gone right out of the game. Punched away that time by Bennett. The ball is further around from the Victorian goal, about 20 metres around, as a matter of fact. Still Victoria in front by 12 points, approaching the 24-minute mark. Ball back into play. Templeton tapped it down to Bartlett. A hand pass back there to Mon. Up it goes towards the full forward zone, but a good mark taken there by Lahoo. He's been a very solid player too.
Jimmy Lahoo on the last line of defence. It's back towards Mark Williams, who takes it on the check side of centre. South Australia can't afford to waste any time now. They need a goal and need it badly. Davies at the back, here's a chance. Steady by Ebert, in towards full forward. But again, it's the backup support of Victoria through Ian Nankervis that tells. As he brings the ball back towards Turner, who takes a good mark in opposition to McSpiral.
They've backed up very well, that Victorian defence, particularly since half-time, Sandy.
Turner's kick is good. And the Victorians now starting to show their superiority as Dunstan goes to half-forward. Lahu there, appeared to be some holding, but play on is called. Kick in towards full forward, a one-on-one battle once again. The mark almost taken by Moncrief, couldn't quite complete it. And good work by Max James. See the ball taken again to the outer side. Here's Ebert getting support from Corns, who attempted the big fist on. Could have been called out on that occasion. And the side of a tired player there as Bennett intercepted. A high ball now. South Australia down towards half forward, but it's over the line in front of McSpiron as we go into time on. And the margin is just 12 points. 2 goals. And a crowd of 17,500 people have certainly had their money's worth today, and we hope you're enjoying it on the 7 network as Davies tries to flick it round the back, but it's taken by Turner. He steadies, goes back towards centre wing. 2 South Australian players there, and eventually the handball is given to Ebert from Bennett. Oh, Heinrich up a mile too early. Unfortunate, that's most unfortunate, because it was a very promising attack from South Australia, and that could have just about dashed their hopes.
26 minutes gone of this last quarter. Victorian front by 12 points. Oh, he dropped that, holding the ball. Oh, he said play on. Golly, how lucky of Victoria. And that's Danaher taking it away from the danger zone. Up it goes towards Moncrief and Templeton, but I think it's Templeton's got the mark. He's going to play to Moncrief.
Oh, if that last falter by Heinrich was not the end of the game, then that bad umpiring decision was.
Now he's paid the mark to Templeton. Moncrief tried to claim it, and Templeton's kicked 2 goals. And the Vics badly need one here because we're approaching the 27-minute mark, and a goal will just about set the fate of South Australia. That's not a bad kick. It's right through the middle, and it's a goal of Victoria. So it's 12 goals, 12-84 South Australia to Victoria. 15 goals, 12-102, a lead of 18 points. And I think it may be too much for South Australia now, Bob.
It was unlucky, that one. I think Merv Nagle should have definitely been penalised.
I thought he paid.
There was no doubt the umpire made a mistake, but I was watching out there, and we watch the centre bounce now. What a magnificent effort by Mark Lee that has been in this game.
Well, he stayed there all day. Punched away that time by Bennett. Ball pushed out by Danaher. Backs up well, he's grabbed. And the umpire set a free kick. No doubt about that. South Australia looking very tired, but I'm not saying that Victorians are terribly fresh either, but they've stood up to it better. Ball shot out well there to Nankervis. Has been a very good player for Victoria. Got the mark at half-back. Victoria punt by 18 points at the moment. A short pass. And Dunstan takes the mark.
Victoria now just relying on possession of the ball. They realise the end is in sight as an interchange is made. The boys got to go back and go through the right channel as the kick up towards half-forward. And the ball going South Australia's way, and Jim Lahu. He's put in a solid performance, Lahu, today.
He's played well, Sandy, very well indeed.
Screw punt up towards Corns and Davies, fisted away. Davies has been a tireless worker at half-forward, can't get the ball out, so we'll have another ball up.
Sandy, I think Davies dropping out of the game in this term has really made a big difference too. He doesn't quite look to be 100%, really physically fit as far as a long game is concerned, and that's made South Australia's task even harder.
28 minutes gone of this last quarter. Victoria 15-12, 102 to South Australia. 12 goals, 12-84. A very good effort by Victoria because they were in plenty of trouble kicking against the breeze this quarter. Taylor's grab. Ball back there to Williams. Backs nicely out the pack. Kicks the ball back there, but coming across to meet it is Nankervis again. He's got one in the back. No, the umpire said play on as Davies jumps on the ball. It'll be a ball up on South Australia's half-forward line, about 60 metres around from the goal. Crowd giving the umpires plenty of curry at the moment. Lee coming in. He's rucked all day. Taps the ball down. It's thrown out now to Nagle. The ball smothered. Picked up by Rains. Gets a hand pass back over to Wade, but taken away by Dunstan. Another hand pass out to Nagle. Oh, he's well caught. A beautiful tackle. A beautiful tackle by Williams. Williams has played very well indeed in the centre for South Australia. The son of Foz Williams. And of course he'll go for a short pass. Up there towards the full forward zone. Corns. What a mark. What a magnificent mark. and would be just about the best player on the ground.
I'll tell you what, he's going to give the Tassie medal an awful shake.
Sandy, you took the words right out of my mouth. If I had to tip it, I would say that Corns will win the Tassie medal.
Waiting on Corns to have his shot for goal, and of course, we're at the 29, just on the 30-minute mark of this last quarter.
Lou, an interesting statistic. I know you'll be interested in it. Free kicks last quarter. Victoria 10, South Australia 2. As that kick for goal sees 1 point only.
Well, that possibly indicates one thing, too, in my way of thinking. If you play in front, you've got more chance of getting a free kick. I'm not trying to be smart about that, Sandy, but that's the name of the game.
Here's Waitman, short. It's good. Victoria following on through Clark, taking it round the boundary line, and big Mark Lee, who's really done an outstanding job today. He's put a tremendous load on his shoulders and done it well. Dunstan, short again. The Victorians only have to hold possession, and it's all over. Victoria are the champions of Australia with a final score. Victoria 15-12, 102, defeating a very game South Australia 12-13, 85.
Well, experience and pressure told, and the VFL got home, as you saw, to be Australian champions for 1980. VFL 15-12, 102. South Australia 12-13, 85. Barry Cable, Kevin Murray, many thanks for joining us. We look forward to your comments coming up at 6:30 in tonight's Channel 7 News, when we'll have highlights from the big clashes today. But stand by now for the Underground video show.
The 1980 State of Origin Football Championships. From Football Park Adelaide and presented by Town and Country.
This has been a Channel 7 Sports presentation.